Hello, I'm Lisa Salton. I'm a speech and language therapist and General Manager for Speech and Language Therapy and Stroke Neuro Services in DCHS. I'm wanting to share with you some work today that we've been doing in the Speech and Language Therapy Service to deliver an improved experience for children and adults who stammer, with a real emphasis on a future forward focus and how we've used virtual delivery to make a difference to patient care. I want to give full credit and acknowledgement to my colleagues who deliver the service, particularly Natasha Wimbledon, the clinical lead, and Laura Haynes, one of our specialist speech and language therapists, for the work that they've been doing on what I'm about to share with you. So the issue we were trying to tackle was very much post-COVID, the length of waits that we had for initial assessments that were causing concerns for patients and the clinical staff who deliver the service. For people who stammer who were in our adult service, they were waiting up to a year to be seen for initial assessment, and children were waiting up to 6 months. Both of these waits were completely unacceptable in terms of well-being, prevention of more long-term impacts, especially for children. We recognised we had a finite resource in the service in terms of specialist skills and the capacity to expand this amongst other competing priorities. We very much wanted to take an empowerment-based approach to enable the right people with the knowledge and the right skills to make changes in how we delivered the service. And this is what Tash, Laura and their colleagues have done. So we wanted to focus on using the resource available to have the maximum impact using their specialist skills in the most effective way. And we moved towards trialling an offer of a virtual workshop for new referrals. Adults were offered an MS Teams workshop, a one-off. Families of young children were offered 2 sessions of workshops, also on MS Teams. We tend to get 2 to 3 adults who attend the adult workshops and 5 to 10 families attending the workshops for children. This does vary. The workshops we offer provide information, self-management strategies, advice and support. And following the workshop, there could be an option of opting into further one-to-one follow-up. However, we've found that 60% of the adult stammerers felt they didn't need any further input from us following the workshop. So I want to share a clip of one of the family workshops we've done recently to share a flavour of how they are run.
We thought we'd just open up a discussion really about how you're responding to moments of stammering in your children. Do you talk about it as families or not? How you feel about that?
So similarly, we try and give him time and space without raising our eyebrows or widening our eyes or having some sort of reaction like that to it. And also try and get rid of any distractions that we think are going on. So like if the TV's on or something, because he'll be half looking at that and trying to get his words out. So we're like, okay, I'm just going to turn this off for a minute while we finish talking. And that seems to really help because it brings his concentration back to what he's trying to get out. I was worried about not acknowledging it as well and turning it into a big thing. And I just wondered maybe if we didn't acknowledge it, but give him the space to work through it, that might...
The feedback that we've had has been really positive. We've had 100% satisfaction from both groups. For the families, it helped providing them with knowledge, connections with other families and accessing support, and generally an overall feeling of it being a positive experience, enabling the parents to feel empowered to support their children effectively and also to reassure them, which is really important as a parent when you're trying to support your child with their difficulties. And for the adult workshop, again, we've received really positive feedback about expanding their knowledge and their understanding of their dysfluency, the recognition that they weren't the only one struggling by having contact with peers. They were able to get information from an SLT that helped them feel more empowered and more positive about living with their dysfluency. But don't just take my word for it. Here's another video clip of a parent who attended a workshop recently, explaining the benefits to the session she attended.
What have I learnt, or what was most useful? Not you're fine, just saying, yep, we're listening, that's good. So I'm going to try and take that away and use that a lot. Because, as somebody else said, we thought we were helping by just saying, yeah, it's fine, slow down, you're good. But yeah, it's drawing attention to it in a negative way almost. So going to try and do that. And I genuinely don't think there's really anything that could be done to improve upon it, because you share the screen with the presentation. Always what you want to hear, isn't it? But you share the presentation as you go. You've shared all of these links as we went. I've copied and pasted those links, so I've got them for later, so that I can, again, show my husband all the different things that we've done and do that. Especially the videos that you were going to show us anyway, you put the links in there so that I can come back to them later. That's so helpful. And I know that you're sending out the packs as well, but having the separate links so I can go to it and go, okay, these are the links I can go through. Fantastic. I love that. It's really helpful for moving forward. So
thinking about the future and what we're going to do going forwards, this approach has now been established as our baseline core offer for people who stammer. Our waiting times have been massively reduced. All our adult referrals are seen within 13 weeks, and all the families are offered a workshop within 8 weeks. This has enabled a reduction in the pressure on mainstream caseloads, and it's released capacity elsewhere in the service, which is really important, especially in the children's speech and language therapy service, where post-COVID demand remains very high and our waits are still much longer than acceptable. It's enabled us to provide early support to children and families, and helps to reduce longer-term issues with disfluency becoming embedded, and provided timely support to adults to help reduce mental health impacts and the social implications of stammering. We're really focusing now on ensuring that we use learning from this area of the service to other parts, where virtual workshops could also be used more consistently. We think this is a great example of frontline clinicians taking action to resolve a long-standing issue and feeling empowered to work differently and think about moving forwards into the future to make a positive impact and make a change to how we deliver the service. Thank you.